This message is for the divine feminine. I'm going to leave a song and a link for you to listen to and meditate to. It is your choice. I did come across it unexpectedly and it allowed me to release. At this moment, the divine feminine has to be aware of her actions and what she is doing to herself, in a sense that she is allowing herself to not accept everything that took place on the journey, in the sense that she's allowing the masculine to get away with not admitting the things that he has done. And also the divine feminine is internalizing or attracting what she thinks is a twin. I don't want to say that, but the divine feminine has to be aware that she doesn't know if her twin is her twin. Because, you know, we have false twins, shadow twins, karmic partners. And since there's so much information out there, men are able to receive that information and use it against you and pretend to be masculine or whisper sweet nothings in your ear, even if it was somebody that you knew your entire life, be it an ex, a friend, an unexpected coincidence. Everybody is aware of the whole twin flame journey now. It wasn't so big and obvious for a while. So the divine feminine has always known in her heart that it was something special about a man in her life. It doesn't necessarily have to be the masculine. If it is the masculine, you still have to be careful that the masculine is not misleading you, because he knows that you are a gift, because he knows that you are the protector, the healer, the one with the wisdom, with the knowledge, with the mindset of moving forward and allowing things to be whole and complete. Make sure that he is whole and complete and that he is being honest, because before all of this was even started or so much of a big shebang, the masculine has been deceitful, has been not loving towards the feminine, because he did not know even within himself that she was important at all. But also, since this journey has become so outspoken, there is a lot of, I won't say a lot, but there is manipulation of energies going on. So you don't know necessarily who's your karmic, who's your soul, who's your twin, because people are saying, well, remember there's a karmic, and remember there's a soul, and remember there's a twin. That is when you have to, and your false twin can communicate with you telepathically. So that's when you have to go to spirit. What I heard was turn around, don't drown. In this moment, the divine feminine needs to protect her own energy, and I don't want to say hide away. I'm thinking hide away, because even if your masculine is your masculine and you know within yourself that this is your divine masculine, because there's a lot of masculines, but all are not divine. There's a lot of feminines, but all are not divine. We're divine through Christ, but they were not called to be on this certain specific journey and fulfill this mission. So be mindful. But even if your masculine is your masculine, you have to make sure that you are not oblivious to his actions and the way he has treated you in the past. You can forgive him and extend to him unconditional love, but he has to have learned that it is not fair for him to treat you a certain way or look at you a certain way because of anything that he did not find attractive or anything that he didn't find worthy to him, and understand that he has to be apologetic and remorseful, and he has to have been in the spirit realm and fine-tuning the things within himself. It is for the feminine to not allow him to just get away with the things that has happened, because that is when it will continue. You have to address these issues honestly within your heart, and he has to honestly speak about it. And it's not for him to rush and try to convince you that he loves you. It's for him to speak speak on the things that have been unspoken throughout the journey. Like, I know certain people think that certain things are better left unsaid. At this time, it is not, because both parties have to be whole. Both parties have to be honest. Both parties have to be open. The point of the relationship is for our open, free, fluid love. This relationship is not to be restricted, because when relationships are restricted, it is not a pure relationship. When it is bound, when it is held down to trauma or dramatic experiences, it is not pure, it is not whole, it is not healthy. And you cannot go into a relationship unhealthy with a lot of stuff just brushed under the rug. And understand, with so much information, you could be experiencing a relationship that is not true, not divine. If you want to walk away, it's best. It's like what I heard was, turn around, don't drown. Give yourself the opportunity to break away from the relationship, break away from telepathy, break away from thinking about him, break away from thinking about the union, break away from trying to fix yourself for him, break away from trying to live for him, because you are to live for you, which they all say is about self-love. But at this time, it's about you doing what you want and having a life that you want. And if it leads back to him, okay. But it's also about, if it leads back to him, you guys cannot cover up, and you cannot let him cover up anything. And it's like the proof is in the pudding. You're going to need proof and evidence. It's like you got to have a receipt on everything at this time, because everybody is out to get the divine, because you have a light that no one else carries. Because I say there's a lot of feminists, but not all of them divine. And men know when it is something about a woman, whether she is dressed nice, whether she looks nice, whether her hair is nice. They might avoid it, or they might not be so specific about it, but they are going to know that it is something about that woman. If they see the communication, they just notice. Then that is the divinity within you. But understand that that does not mean that they are masculine, and that does not mean that they are the ones who spirit wants you with, because there is a form of manipulation that still needs to be addressed. Even within, if you know your union is secure and you don't just want it because you want it, because it is entertaining and it is loving and romantic, you have to put all that to the side. It's like pride aside, and analyze it from a point of view of how the masculine has been treating you, how you see. You have to see it from his shoes, and allow him to show you and tell you the honest to God truth. And until you feel that spark, until you feel like it's pure and it's not just this lovey-dovey and fantasy, because this is not a fantasy or a dream. So you got to get out of the fantasy and the dream. And I know being in the 5D and things like that, like, it makes you feel that fanatical experience. But this time around, it's about saying this is reality. And we have to get those reality checks every day. And reality says this is how you are supposed to be treated as a divine feminine versus how he has treated you. You guys have to address those issues. You can forgive, but you have to accept the truth. You can't just be forgiven because, okay, I forgive you, just don't let it happen again. No, you have to accept the truth. If he walked away, if he stepped away, if he cheated, if he looked down on you, if he despised you, you have to accept that and walk away, to give him that opportunity to understand that that is not the way you should be treated, and you don't have to do anything to make him treat you better. That is not the case. That's not the scenario. It's not for you to do anything. He has to be a man within himself and understand that he should have treated you better. So if he has to continue going through lessons, go ahead, because the masculine wants to get close for healing and closure and something more exciting. But it is not your job to heal him at all. He has to be healed, and he has to face what he has done. He has to admit it to you, and you guys have to work through that. You cannot brush over this anymore, because it's creating a fantasy, an illusion, rather than a reality of a healthy, honest, fluid relationship. So you guys can get in union and still not be attracting the health or the career or the things that you're supposed to do, because you didn't address this beforehand. So address it now. And for the feminine, you need to turn around, don't drown, because you don't know for sure what God is doing and what this person is in your life for. You don't know for sure that this person is divine, because people are able to do things now. You have to at this moment, sit with God and do what you are supposed to do in the earth realm, and allow him to come to you, or allow God to show you, or allow it to manifest on its own. At this time, you don't even need to be manifesting a union, because you don't know what you're going to attract in the union. When you try to manifest a union or try to manifest your twin, if you think it is your twin, you could be attracting a part of him that is not your twin. Or you could be attracting something that you need to heal. You can be attracting the trigger parts. So in order to get to the healthy part of the union, you have to not attract it. You have to let spirit bring it to you, because you are ready. Now, if you feel prompted to call or have a conversation because you need to go ahead and get things off your chest, do that. But then walk away. Don't do it and then think, okay, we finna go into union. No. Your communication now is to get past the blockages, the triggers, and the things that will affect you in the union. Because the union is not to be affected. It's fragile. If you come into union and things start happening, you came into it too early. And remember, you don't, at this point, the divine feminine has to protect herself and say, I do not know who my masculine is. I do not know who my divine masculine is, but I trust God and I have faith that I do not know who my twin is. If you know that you're a divine feminine, I do not know who my twin is, but I want my twin in my life. But what I'm going to do is do what I have to do for spirit, because divine feminine, you have work to do before you even meet him, as well as he does too. It might not be the same work. You could be doing spiritual work, he be doing earthly work, or vice versa. Or family issues, healing family issues, or healing, community service, volunteer work. You could be called to do so many things at this moment before you ever get into union, because the union is sacred, is not to be touched. All that about is going to happen in union anyway. Put that out your mind. Turn around, don't drown. These things have to be worked out, because the union is about two souls coming together. It's about two lights becoming brighter. When you come together, both of y'all lights is supposed to be big. If you with somebody and you feeling dark and you think it's your masculine, you feel it's negative, or you feel like it's condescending or belittling of you, get away. Even if you think it is your masculine, get away. Turn around, do not drown, because it is time for the divine feminine to stop taking abuse, to stop taking mistreatment, to stop punishing herself, to stop allowing people to take her light and run away, to stop allowing people to just come into your life just to mess it up, and stop allowing the masculine to take what he want and go and do what he want to do, and make sure you're not attracting soulmates that are to help you grow more. And if you are, do what you're supposed to do. If it's not working out, walk away. Because you are, I want to say, fragile in this moment. You have to admit that you are fragile. You have to admit that even if it's your masculine, your karmic, your soulmate, your false twin, they have done things to you. Work those issues out with the people. If they are still in your life, communicate and say, this is what happened, this is how I felt. Can you explain yourself? If they choose to lie, it will multiply. If they choose to lie and deceive you, you better have your heart on, your mind strong, and say no. You know what's a lie. If they're trying to brush over and not explain it, and they're like, no, I didn't do anything, but you know in your heart that something was done to deceive you, believe it. Do not be delusional at this time, and do not be so overconfident about the union. Do not have your hopes so high that you do not see the truth. Do not be thinking about the 5D and how beautiful it will be that you can't face the reality that you were hurt and abused and misused, or it wasn't fair to you. Accept it and allow this person to communicate and apologize and be remorseful, and you accept that apology, but turn around, don't drown. At this time, just don't even worry. Don't think so deep about it, because you don't know what you're attracting. And please do not try to manifest it. Don't be so caught up on manifesting it. Just turn around, don't drown, and observe from a distance. Love who you are. If communication comes in, no attachments, no strings attached, because You are too valuable and too sacred and too fragile to go through the same thing again. And you are too fragile and too sacred to not have the honest truth from whoever it is in your life. Start accepting nothing but pure honesty. And you're going to know when it's honest, because you're going to feel it. It's going to open your heart chakra. If your heart chakra is still blocked, somebody's not being honest with you. Whoever it is, it could be family, anybody at this time. Feel me? You need nothing but honesty around you. And you have to start speaking about the things that hurt you so you can get out of that hurt and the things that are causing you to continue to want to feel like you're going to accept anything because you want it or because you're so caught up. Face the reality of it, deal with it, address it, so you can close this chapter forever and go into a more beautiful, peaceful, calm chapter. So the song is going, I'm going to leave the song in the link at the bottom, the link of the song at the bottom, so you can hear it, and whatever resonates or whatever you understand, whatever is spoken to you, because the message might not be this one. You might receive a totally different when you hear the song. But when you hear the song, you're going to completely understand, and you're going to be able to hear the message from Spirit to where your next step should be. So that's your channeling